Yo, I'm sorry. Okay.
No, bro, you have short people on this. I'm like literally probably one of the tallest people.
You're one of the
had.
tallest.
Yeah.
We are actively recording now, just so you're aware.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. You know, we're here. We're gonna be doing it big, doing it large. This is kind of like a test run show, kind of to catch things up. Mario's here to fill in as a guest. Thank you for being here, as
Anytime,
always.
brother.
You know, some exciting things have happened. We got new cameras. We got a new setup.
Yep.
You know, we got new chairs.
Yeah, it looks so much nicer, bro.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. We got Mike. Yo, give it up for Michael real quick.
Assistant of the year.
Assistant of the year over there. You know, he's got a nice desk. He's over here working hard with 3 times the cameras. Yep. He's also in charge of audio now. How you feeling over there, Mr. Director, in the booth?
Feeling good. Yeah, doing good here.
I think we really need to get you your own camera locked in. I think that'd be very cool. You know,
maybe like get it on his computer, so it's like it's just like.
Oh yeah,
like maybe like because I have one. If you guys want to use an extra one, like I don't really use mine all the time.
Well, that computer does have a camera, but I don't know how many things I want to.
We can get like the one on the
little webcam.
Yeah,
Michael gets a little camera.
We just got to see how much like energy it's gonna take. You know, stuff like that. If FL Studios can handle that, because we had an episode and FL Studio it crashed on us. You know, really? I think it was a power surge. Yeah. And it is what it is, but we're definitely going to run that back. But either way, we need to do this test run. Guys, some exciting news. Tea Time is now becoming a part of the Middleman Podcast. So everyone doesn't have to wait to drink their tea till after the show. Or before the show, you can drink it during the show. So remember, the Middleman Podcast, not brought to you by, but inspired by Arizona Iced Tea. And one day, I think this is the better route to achieve that, sponsorship. So
having it out all the time.
Cheers. If you want to drink, I'm definitely going to crack mine open.
I'm going to crack mine in a sec.
Bright and early in the morning. It's Labor Day here.
Yeah, right. Happy Labor Day.
No working, no school, you know.
I'm so happy to not have school. Mm-hmm. It's been it's not a rough week, but it's just like
well, you just started school, so congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
You know,
no, it's like weird being like a 26-year-old freshman, but like, you know, dream never stops.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. What are you going for again?
Physical education, kinesiology.
Okay.
Study, like,
kinesiology.
Movement. Yeah, it's like movement of the body and stuff like that.
That's like the official term.
Yeah, that's like the major I have to take with it, but it's physical education.
That's pretty cool, man.
Go into physical education with it. Yeah, man, it's been exciting. Like, I'm actually excited to be back in school. I thought I was gonna do bad, but back in it, bro. Like, you know, it's like shook off the rust.
You went to Bloom's fresh out of high school.
Yeah, I went for like half a semester, but then my stepfather, he got a stroke, so I had to leave before all my finals exams. So I obviously didn't do good in school. I had to come back home, but I told myself I was gonna go back. I just needed some time to save up some money, get my life in order. Boom.
There you are. Years later, but you know, as long as you're still getting to it, you know, it doesn't matter how long how old you are when you start. Mm-hmm. As long as you keep to it. Like we think about my one friend Kevin. You know, he's a little bit older than you and I, and he's out here doing it. You know, nursing major and things of that. Yeah, bro. You know, so it doesn't matter, man. Never too late, man. It's just got to be like a pretty awkward feeling to be back there. You know,
yeah,
to
bro,
just be back.
I'm just in the room with like a bunch of I'm only 26, so I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm like old, but. Yeah, it's weird. Like for instance, like in my human developments class, like she asks us a lot of questions like based off our childhood, and like she goes, for instance, like, oh, like, do you remember yourself 10 years ago? And everybody's like, I was 7, I was 8. Like, how would I? And I'm like, I was 16. So like, I remember how I was.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's like it's cool to get like a younger perspective of it, but I don't think they really understand mine because they're basically I've lived that life already. You know,
I feel like you should have like an upper hand when you go into school later because you have less distractions. Hopefully, you know, you kind of know what you're there to do rather than. You know, because nowadays the kids are all partying and things of that nature.
I appreciate it more, like that I'm actually having the opportunity to better my life. But it does suck though because like all these kids they're learning, their brain's been moving. Like a couple months ago they did SATs. True. So it's like to me I was a little like kind of like dang. I'm gotta come into this. I don't even remember PEMDAS. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's changed over the years, so it's like I don't know.
That's one of the biggest arguments you'll find on any social media thing is, you know, when they do a PEMDAS problem and see how many answers there are.
Changing every 10 years, supposedly. I didn't know that.
PEMDAS, parentheses, exclamation points, multiplication,
exclamation points?
Yeah.
Exponents?
Exponents.
You said exclamation point? That's grammar.
Yeah. Well, you get what I was saying there. It started with an E. We were close enough there.
But now supposedly division and multiplication are the same thing, so you don't have to do multiplication first anymore. Now, if division and multiplication are the last things, you just go left to right. That's the rule now.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
So like, let's say you have like 100 divided by 4 parentheses 2 plus 3.
Yeah.
You do the parentheses.
Uh-huh.
You don't have to do the 4 times the 5 first. You do the 4 divided by 100
It was always like that.
Not when we were in high school.
No,
it was multiplication
like
first.
All right, we got Chris shaking his head in the background. Am I wrong here?
It was multiplication first, and now they changed it.
No.
Now multiplication and division are the same thing.
No. There's no way math rules just change like that. It just doesn't work that way.
It does, man.
No, we got the handy dandy laptop here, and we're gonna look up PEMDAS.
I was so like, that's been a big debate on Facebook. I saw like
that.
People are like, math is different when I was in high school, and it's true. It changes.
Let's see the rules to.
Yeah.
Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. I do remember that.
Yeah, I do. There was another one too. There was another good one that I remember. I can't think. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Rules. It doesn't say anything right now. Hold on. Multiplication and division. Perform multiplication or division from left to right, whichever comes first. It's always been like that.
Not when we were high school.
It's always been like that for me. And it was the same thing for addition and subtraction. It was always from left to right, whatever.
I remember the addition subtraction. Like our teacher said that didn't matter, but the multiplication and division. Like I used to always do multiplication first.
Fake news. I think I have to go back to the 5th grade.
Probably.
And ask my teacher.
You know the curriculum's all different now, bro. What we learned in 5th grade is what they're learning in 4th.
But math doesn't change. How do you change that?
Because they're adding stuff every day.
Bullshit, bro. There's no fucking way.
There's guys out there that get paid to just find new stuff.
What's your take on this, Michael? Can I get your take on this? Because I mean, Chris is saying I'm wrong. You know, I feel like it always was left to right, multiplication and division.
Left to right?
Yeah, like it didn't matter. Like, so they're saying in PEMDAS, right? Since M comes first, you have to multiply first. That was what they were taught. You have to multiply first, then you divide. I was taught that it was always multiplication or division, whichever one comes first when you're reading the problem, left to right.
Did you do that in college, or do you remember like in high school?
Bro, high school, like my whole life.
I don't know, man.
My whole life.
I don't know. See, that's what I'm saying. Math is so different.
Like say there was...
It's like MLL format and APA format for writing. It's a form of writing, 2 different forms, though.
If we just had a multiplication problem, let's just say 2 times 2, and that equals 4, and then inside the parenthesis there was a 5, you would do 20. You would, yeah.
Yeah,
what
I used to do that. But now you do the division first.
But if there was
whatever
2 multiplied by 2, all right, hold on, equals 4. Mm-hmm. Then you divide that by 2. You're back to 2. Okay, that's how I did it. It didn't matter whether or not what was first.
Yeah, right. But like you said, 2 times 2 divided by 2. Now you would do. It'll be 2, yeah. But like back then, like you would have to switch the multiplication.
Yeah, you would have to. Yeah,
like I said, division I really heavily learned PEMDAS, and they said to follow it that way.
Nah,
you know.
What do you got, Chris?
I actually just saw this yesterday. So yes, it did change, right? We were taught PEMDAS do multiplication then division, right? Because that's the order of operations that it follows. Parentheses, exponent, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction.
Yep.
Now he's saying that it's left to right, and that's what I saw, right? Now when you do those operations like in the 2 different orders, you get 2 different answers.
Yep.
So imagine 100 divided by 4, parentheses 2. Okay. So if you do it your way, you would do the multiplication first.
No,
he would say
I would do the division first,
which is correct math now.
Yeah, it's correct math now.
That always was correct.
Oh, it wasn't, Kevin.
No, bro.
It wasn't.
It wasn't. They used to really heavily be like
Kevin,
on PEMDAS.
It was literally multiplication first, then division.
Negativo. I don't care. We're done. That's it.
I'm just saying. I'm confident in my math.
What do you guys?
I'm confident in my math.
Listen. That was my strongest subject as well. Yeah. I feel very confident.
No,
Michael,
I'm pretty sure always it was either math or division, whatever, because it was the same outcome.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe like depending on like your teacher too, because like I said, like math is like a kind of the self thing. Like that's why there's people in this world that just debate on math. You know, saying answers and stuff like that, and so it's like we don't.
I don't know. We're a math podcast now. Let me know what you guys think.
If you got 5 apples,
as far as
2 apples, now I got 3 apples. You know, that's
I hated word problems. They were so ridiculous. You know, Sally built a rocket ship.
Math was always cool. I just didn't like when math got into reading, like when they started making
Yes, Sally with like 20 watermelons, and then Jimmy with 100 cars.
Dude, they'll give you some question about like Sally building a rocket ship, right? And it'll be like she has 5 liters of gasoline, and then she has 20 watermelons on the side. How many watermelons are left? And
First
it's like,
of all, that's not enough gas for the rocket ship.
it's like, what's the point of adding the fucking watermelon in the story? And it's like, oh, because we were just trying to throw you off. And I'm like, that is malicious. Just give us numbers and words that just don't, add up in a problem there. So,
it's crazy, man.
A real world problem. I know.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like math is everywhere in the sense of how we operate in life. Numbers are never gonna like just leave.
Yeah, miles per hour.
But I will say, like math, in 15 years, we're gonna be talking about a whole different type of way of math. I bet
there's not gonna be any more PEMDAS.
Nah, probably not.
It's gonna be a new acronym.
You know what I never understood? Like you get penalized for like using a calculator in math, but isn't like a calculator supposed to give you the right answer every time?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they want you to learn how to do it. Like, but if we have calculators, like
it's to weed out the weak. That's why they do that.
I guess.
To see if you can actually do it without a calculator. You know, just in case the world ever goes dark, the grid goes black. Mm-hmm. You know, transformers are coming out the sky.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah, well, getting off topic of math, like one of my school, like in human development class, like I really started to like that class because like it's giving me a different outlook on how like the person I could have became. For instance, if I just lived in a different state.
Okay.
Like it's kind of cool. Like
the What If series of Mario Olivieri. Where are we starting the trailer?
Yeah, right. Like imagine like I was born in like Germany. You know
okay. Yeah.
Like would I be a little racist? You know what I'm saying? Like
I don't
versus me being born in New York, or like it's just that nurture versus nature kind of thing. Like we're all built to be a person, but it can change.
Their way of life is different.
Yeah.
You know.
Like what if we never would have met until high school? Like would we have been as close?
Yeah. No, that's something that's possible.
It's crazy.
For sure.
It's crazy to think that just a little instant like that could change the whole course of what you were supposed to be and what you weren't supposed to be.
I agree with that. That's just like the what if. What if I was the bigger brother? Yeah. That'd be crazy.
That would be crazy. Like, what if you never got skinny and you like just stayed fat?
Yo, what if I stayed fat?
Dude, I couldn't
and
even
I'm getting there.
I couldn't even picture you like that anymore. Dude.
I'm like,
you were a ball.
I'm gonna get back into the gym, man. We're gonna be feeling good, man.
Yeah, I've been in the gym a lot lately, man.
Tattoos are all healed up. Yeah, you're playing basketball.
Yeah, I got on the team at Penn State Scranton, man.
Nice, man.
Very excited.
All right, so like, where do you think that can like land you? If you got offered to go to a different school to go play in a different division, a better division, would you do it?
I mean, realistically, I want to say yes.
Like, what if it takes you like afar?
See, like I think realistically, I don't think like I could go that far. You know what I'm saying? Maybe like I would love to like if I had the opportunity to play overseas, I would definitely want to.
Yeah.
But being the age I am, I'm thinking more realistic with my life. Like 3 years from now, what if I can't? You know, what if basketball isn't the most important thing in my life anymore? You know, like I mostly wanted to play basketball in college because I knew in high school it kept me focused. Mm-hmm. So it was more using it not to fulfill a dream, but to help me succeed in my dreams, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But any opportunity I'm never going to take advantage of and not take and see.
Chris has a question for you.
Yeah, what's up? I would love to play overseas. Though.
Yo, just like, be real careful around that camera, bro. You're making me real nervous.
I would love to play overseas, though. Like, that'll be an experience and a half.
Can you go into depth when explaining how good basketball is becoming internationally? Like, you know how everybody was making a big deal how USA wasn't super dominant in the Olympics this last run, right? Compared to the Dream Team in the 90s. Mm-hmm. And, you know, in the NBA now, you're seeing more and more foreign names become popular, like Jokic and Wembanyama and whatnot.
Luka, stuff like that.
Like, the rest of the world's catching up in skill to America in basketball. Like, can you just, do you have any insight on that?
Actually, I do, actually. So, like, I agree with Chris when he says that, like, basketball is becoming a worldwide sport. And, like, countries should get their recognition. Like, I don't think Canada, even though I'm not the biggest Canadian fan, but Canada should get more love for basketball because they've changed their culture a lot, and a lot of Canadian kids are playing basketball in the United States for college. The only thing I do have to say is that there's only one Luka, you know, in that whole country. If you go to New York, if you go to a different state, Not saying we got Lucas, but we got kids with potential to be like that. So I feel like overseas is getting a lot of love because they're finally getting players that play like Americans. You know what I'm saying? And like at the end of the day, the U.S. proved that we are the mecca of basketball, and it's never gonna change. It can't. We love that's like saying America.
I don't know. We get
is
close,
gonna be
man.
the mecca of soccer. That's never gonna happen. That's just never gonna happen.
Very true.
It's never gonna happen.
That's probably never gonna happen.
But I will give it though, but remember though, most of these overseas players, they get better when they start training over here.
What do we think about Embiid joining the USA team? Was that a cop out? Was that
money, man?
Yeah,
money. If your sponsorships, the people that, like I said, of course, rep your country, always do that. But Cambodia's not paying his checks. Cameroon's not paying his checks. They're not. He's not living in Cameroon. He's in America, being paid by.
He's from Cambodia, or
no, Cameroon.
Oh, Cameroon.
Yeah. It's like somewhere in Africa, I believe. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
You're talking about the one player that gets booed, right?
Yeah. He was getting booed the whole.
Yeah, he was getting booed by the Cambodian team.
No, he was getting booed by the entire Paris. Like they were all mad at him because he went and joined America.
I mean, can I be honest? Like, I don't think.
It up.
Oh, they're from the same place. That's dope. Francis Ngannou.
Oh,
but
so isn't that Nigeria?
No. Kamaru Usman's Nigerian.
Oh, okay.
And I think, but no, like back to what I was saying though. Like, I don't think even Joel Embiid was the biggest factor on the team this
Cameroon.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think if we didn't have Curry and LeBron and even KD, I don't think we'd take gold.
I mean, Curry showed up exactly when he needed to.
Yeah, man.
He showed up exactly when he needed to. In
I
that
was
game,
always
man.
saying, you know me, Melo's my favorite player, like basketball wise.
Melo.
But with that performance, Curry got it.
You know he has a wine now, Mr. Melo.
Yeah, he's big. He's invested his money a lot.
I didn't know he was doing that.
Yeah, but basketball, man, gotta love it. It's a great sport.
They're all coming around. The other teams are definitely coming around. You know, speaking about basketball, some exciting things are in the work for Atmosphere Music Festival. Atmosphere as a brand. First of all, let's just try to recap a little bit about the night of the event. That was a kick-ass event. I do have tickets and flyers over there. We're gonna do some decorations.
I was there.
Mario was there. You know, thank you for popping out. Michael showed out. Chris, you may have seen the things on Instagram, YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a kick-ass night. We got a vlog in the works. Mr. Z Visions, I think we're gonna upload it on his page, not my page. You know, let him expand his portfolio.
It was good.
It took a lot of planning. It was 3 months, and we got it done. And we're looking forward to doing the next one.
Yeah.
Mike, can you just check the other cameras, make sure they're still running? Because I'm it's probably been 30 minutes. But anyway, so we did that, and that was kick-ass, and we had a fantastic time. Shout out all the artists who came out. Shout out all the vendors who showed out, our sponsors. Definitely wasn't possible without them, and that's just the beginning of it. And everyone's going to be seeing, you were there. You gave us a really awesome compliment.
Yeah. No, I'll tell it right now, I thought it was a traveling, I thought you partnered with Atmosphere. I didn't think you created it. Me and my girlfriend were talking about it. We're like, oh, yeah, this is definitely it's cool that they found someone like that. But then when I found out you made it, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That was very nice. You guys did a really good job. You made it very professional. It didn't feel like it was just made by 3 guys in a basement. And, it was thought out, planned out. I liked it a lot.
It was really legit. And
Food
thank you for
awesome.
that, man. We really appreciate that. Because, I can't take the credit off for myself. You guys know who's involved.
Yeah, I totally
Mr. 570 Exotics, Drew, Mr. Cease, PA Methadonics. We had Dallas, Chris, Nick, and I might be missing 2 people. And if I am, Mikey from Homestead Beef Jerky. That's the guy, bro. Homestead Beef Jerky, man. He was on the move that night. He was in charge of the food vendors. He did a great job with that and the vendors as
great,
well. To be able to shut down the fucking street, man. We got clearance from the mayor. The mayor signed off on that.
That's dope.
That was really cool. We had the no parking signs and things like that. And we didn't have the promotional content that we needed to really show out the first time around, but now we really gathered all that. Shout out to the media there.
Shout out to the doorman. Made me feel so safe. He wanted me every time I walked back in there.
Good.
I don't know if I was the only one. I hope I wasn't. But I got wanted every time I went in and out. I love that. It makes you feel a little bit more safer, you know, because people are crazy now.
Yeah, no, for sure. As a matter of fact, you know, speaking to individuals before, because we were going to have an after event, and we did, but we were seeking out venues, and there was someone who made the comment that we didn't have enough security and that it was going to be a shit show.
Yeah,
and it wasn't. It wasn't. We did have one individual who came on stage. He was pretty blasted. Yeah. It was like, yo, bro, not here, not right now, pal. Appreciate it, you know. And it is what it is. Shout out Austin Cash, I think his name was. Austin. #1 fan there. Definitely looking to get him involved because his energy was electric. He was, just lighting up the crowd. And, we appreciate people like that. We had giveaways. He got one of the signed posters by everyone, so that was pretty cool.
That's dope.
We wanted to do more giveaways now. We're like, all right, we need more giveaways.
Beach ball guy.
Beach ball guy.
Yeah, he was having a lot of fun with the
Mr. The guy who you were talking about?
Remember I told you he had there was this guy, I'm not making fun of him or anything like that, but he was having a great time. But he had a routine, like he had 2 Coronas, one popped and the other one in his pocket. But he was wearing and1 basketball shorts. And if anybody knows, it's like the baggiest basketball shorts ever. So this can is just all the way down his head.
Damn.
And he's having so much fun with the beach ball. Like he's trying to purposely hit people. And I was watching him most of the time. Was laughing because I'm like, oh yeah, he's having a great time.
My favorite part had to be just going out there and engaging and talking to everyone throughout the whole night. Yeah. I really felt like I held down my role a little bit.
You did good. I can tell you was nervous in the beginning though, but throughout the show you got more
loose.
You started feeling more at home with it.
Sweating profusely. It
was hot,
it was unbelievable. And I remember I had Casey the Don that came up to me midway through the show and he's like, yo, do you need anything? I was like, bro, I need a water. And he's like, I got you, man.
You didn't stop moving the whole time.
No, man. And it was, learning from that experience, one, I learned a lot about business. I learned about how to handle business, especially with a large venue such as the Ritz. And, it's kind of things that are maybe no-brainers, but for doing it for the first time, didn't really know. A lot of the things, if you're ever going to do something in this fashion, make sure you get everything in writing, whether it be through an email or, obviously a contract. No verbal commitments. No verbal commitments because they can double back and take their word from, I didn't say that.
He say, she shit, man.
Yeah, exactly. Can't do that. Strictly email. Learning experience, and that's what it was. So it was a great time. Speaking to the crowd, not the crowd, but the artists backstage before the show started was really great. Having everyone there support each other. And yeah, that's going to be a vlog, coming to you soon from Mr. Z Visions. He's going to produce that. And it's coming together. I know it is.
Hopefully I'm in it. Hopefully I got a little camera action.
Little cameo. Maybe. The thing that was a little bit disheartening about it was because I was running the show and I was in such a... Dude, getting artists to hey, stay right here. You're coming up next 15 minutes is the hardest thing ever to do.
Were they smoking back there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So you're dealing with high people. Yeah.
They were all a little, everyone had their little thing going on. They asked me if I wanted something. Like, nah, bro, I'm locked in. By the end of the night, though, I was like, all right, let me get that because I need that now.
You guys did your thing, though, bro. It was a good event.
The t-shirts were great.
Charlie Roy, I had to check
Charlie Roy.
Check out your performance, bro.
And then, so Atmosphere, we're doing more. We will be back. That was not a one-trick pony. We got into the conversation because of basketball. Yeah. We were talking about basketball. And we are planning, okay, nothing is legit and signed up just yet. We're planning a 3v3 basketball tournament, and this is the first time you're ever hearing about it. So definitely keep an eye out on Atmosphere's page. We will have signups. More than likely will be 4 players. 3-on-3, you have 1 substitute, charitable drive, and a turkey drive, all put together from the guys at Atmosphere and myself. And we're hoping to see you there. So that's something that's exciting and in the works. So, we'll definitely pass it your way, get everyone from the Poconos to come out.
Yeah. I'll definitely throw my way, basketball community. I have a little
exactly
bit, try to get everybody out here. I already know for a fact, because I made friends out here, I'm gonna have at least 20 people from Scranton wanting to do it though, because I'm in a basketball chat I found. So definitely going.
Exactly. I'm like, yo, we'll just hand the flyer to you. Their boys will tell their boys, and then it'll just keep going. So.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a dope event, bro. Just make sure that you get the bracket down. because that's what matters. If you mess that up, and people start like, oh, he's gonna have a whole chaos.
Shout out the New Faces podcast. They just did their second annual basketball tournament. First year was at Weston Field. Second year they were indoors somewhere. But the first time they did it, I could see the struggle in a bracket, and then the second time they did it, it looked a lot better. It looked a lot.
You know, it'd be a pretty cool idea. Like after you get all the registrations from the teams, maybe you could do like a pull from the hat, and maybe you could actually do like a live show and get like a whiteboard and like put the teams on the whiteboard and create the bracket like that.
Oh, okay.
Like actually make it like a little, not a show obviously, but like, you know,
build up
live on Facebook.
No, that'd be pretty cool.
You're pulling hats and you're like, oh, you guys going against, boom, and then you make the bracket that way. You know?
All right, that is a good idea.
That'd be pretty cool.
That'll be written down. I do have index cards over here, but no pen. But I do like that idea.
That'd be pretty cool, man.
Because we just need more ways to, definitely keep the content afloat.
Yeah.
But we'll figure it out. So exciting things there with atmosphere.
Smart with the basketball, though, bro. Basketball's big out here in this.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think it would be, but everybody loves to play basketball.
A lot of people, yeah.
You know?
And 3v3, small teams, probably like going to be like a 5 to 6 hour event. We still want to have food trucks outside. If we get the venue that we want to, bro, it's going to be.
About?
I don't want to just say it.
Indoor, though, of course?
Yeah, indoor, of course, because it's going to be in the
you want to pray on God.
Winter, fallish.
I was going to say you don't want the weather to mess up your whole event.
Yeah, no, definitely inside, because by that time, I'll tell you when we're aiming to do it. It's November.
Yeah.
Late November. So definitely inside. We're not going to be inside.
It's gonna be a little
or
cold.
Excuse me, outside.
Dude, that's going to be awesome, though, bro. That's going to bring a lot of like recognition and support, because now you're transitioning to like the community more.
Exactly.
You're not really just being a podcast. Like I feel like all the good podcasts are really good with the community. You know what I'm saying?
You have to. You have to involve yourself in the community. And this one isn't going to be some like it's not going to be music based at all. So atmosphere is more than just a music festival. Yeah. It's kind of a brand and an identity within itself. Yeah. I'm just glad to be a part of it with the homies. So we're going to take it. We're going to move that far. And then next year, we'll be able to reuse money and make the show even bigger and better than next year. Than last year. So we got that going on, right? We got a festival going on right now. And you and I have happened to see some crazy shit happen yesterday.
That was insane.
Right now, downtown in Scranton is La Fiesta, right? Or is it? No, La Festa. La Festa. Not La Fiesta. It ain't no it's not a Spanish one. It's Italian. So La Festa is downtown right now. The sign, the forget about it sign is up in front of that bank that it always is every year.
A lot of people was walking there.
Yeah, they were definitely. And the best part about these festivals is you get the odd end of people's conversation, like 100%. The last thing you hear. Yeah. And it's not like you're eavesdropping. You're just outside and you hear what they.
So close to each other.
They're just saying what they said. One of the wild things I heard the other day was this one woman. She was like, "Well, maybe I'm just too black," and I'm like,
"Was she black?"
Yeah, she was. Okay. She was black.
That matters.
And I was like, "What does that even mean?" I'm like, "What is she referring to?" Whoa, that's crazy.
Lone sock.
You see what I'm saying? I think power surge. Yeah. This is what I'm alluding to. I would have shut it off before you done that. Now it's gonna surge all the power to the light bulb.
I'm thinking on like
we're recording.
Like when you can hear the people next to you, like on the other. Proc chat, yeah. Like that's hilarious. The one guy was like, "Yeah, you feel this on your back?" The guy's like, "Please let me go."
That's so terrible.
But I can say I've been playing Call of Duty since
we're recording. It's all right.
Talking about COD.
All right. So technical difficulties, and we're back. We have a light bulb that just blew out on us, and you know what, man? This kind of seems like it's a fucking reoccurring theme on a podcast lately. It's like something out there just telling us, it's like, yo, bro, get a studio. Yeah. That's what it's telling us, man. It's like, we're going to give you lots of trouble. You're going to upgrade your shit, and we're going to give you lots of trouble. So,
no shit, though.
Headstrong, running
so
through a wall.
Here,
Yeah, exactly. But, eventually one day that's the goal, and, in due time. So we're working with one light and some house lighting. So excuse the darkness in here, but it's not too bad. And we were just about to get into the fun festivities that are going on downtown right now.
Yeah.
Not La Fiesta, it's La Festa. The Italian festival is here in downtown Scranton. And yesterday we took a stroll down. And we saw some pretty exciting things. And we were talking about passerby conversation. It was a woman who, said, I guess I'm just too black or something like that. And I was like, what is she referring to? Like, what is she talking about? But I didn't follow her and follow up and ask what she was talking about because I didn't think she was too black at all. What did you hear? What did you hear out there?
Oh my God. I just heard a lot of parents yelling at kids. This is mostly what I heard. And then like at the one stand, the one cash register, like the owner, I'm not going to, of course, give any names, but one of the pastry stands, like she was really yelling at this girl. Like, I guess like just, it was really busy, probably the heat of the moment. She wanted her to move faster, but she was chewing her butt out, man. She's like, I guess you don't know how to count, Ashley. I'm like, hey, you
poor Ashley. Yeah, poor Ashley. She's just out there trying to make a quick buck.
Yeah.
Now she's getting flamed in front of hundreds and hundreds of people.
There was so many people there, Kev. Like,
yeah. Dude, did you notice that the square, like right in front of the courtyard there, just happened to be where all the like middle school, high schoolers were hanging out?
Yeah.
Dude, that was like,
and stuff.
Yeah, I was like trying to.
The bouncy houses earlier throughout the day.
I was trying to just get through the crowd because that's the shortcut is by walking across. And bro, like I was dodging kids like smacking me, running into me, bro. And I'm like, what the hell?
No, it was chaotic, bro. It was because of the fireworks. But, but like it was chaotic last night. It was cool though. I didn't have any problems. Any weirdness happened.
What was your favorite food?
Ooh.
Do you have one? The pasta looked great.
I didn't get to go to the pasta because the line was just too long. And I'm sorry, not saying that it wouldn't have been good, but if there's a choice of pasta being cooked fresh versus sitting, I'm going to go.
You saw that guy. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I didn't get any of the pre-cooked pasta because the lines were too crazy for the cooked pasta. My favorite, probably the same thing as last year, garlic nut sliders. They did their thing. And
the price is absurd. The price is absurd, though. I'll be honest with those.
Yeah, they know.
They should do 2 for $6, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was like 2 for $13.
No, it's 1 for $6.
Yeah.
So 2 for $12.
Yeah, like they knew what they're doing, bro. They got to make their money. They driving from a long place. The amount of setting up that thing took was crazy.
Yeah.
Like I wonder how we're called the Electric City here, but I know how much that electric bill last night was pretty crazy because.
And they also dude, they've been setting that up since like Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, and those people you've seen people from early in the day at like 12 o'clock or 11 once they open up, still there at 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Working
a long ass shift, nonstop cooking.
Yeah.
Nonstop on a grill, nonstop handing food out.
They were doing their thing.
Nonstop getting lemonade. Lemonade is absurd over there too.
Yeah, it was busting though.
The price of a lemonade is crazy over there.
It was good though, man. Freshly squeezed.
So, did you have a favorite food?
I'd probably say like the Da Vinci's pizza was really good. They're located in
Scranton. Shout out Da Vinci.
Yeah, they did their ricotta slice was really freaking good. And if I didn't have to go there, I'd probably say the garlic knot sliders. I love those things.
Shout out Da Vinci, one of the sponsors from Atmosphere Music Festival.
I forgot the name of the place that sold the Snickers cannolis. Mm-hmm. Those were busting too.
Snicker cannolis? Yeah. That sounds great.
Like the filling was Snicker flavor, and they also put Snickers
crumbs over
top.
That's fire.
It was good.
My favorite pizza there had to be Underground Pizza. I've never seen them there. This is the first time I've seen them there.
Yeah.
And their pizza is just like the crust is amazing. Everything about it
I forgot about the brisket. The brisket was good too.
Brisket, good old brisket.
That Bama sauce, bro. Oh.
Yeah.
It was good.
I didn't have any brisket.
It was like a ranch mayonnaise garlic aioli kind of thing. Ooh.
What does aioli even mean?
I really want to say aioli is just like the sauce of a vegetable.
How do you spell it?
I don't know.
How do you spell it?
A-I-O-L-I.
Okay, yep.
Aioli?
Let's do the definition.
Is it like a creamier sauce?
I will say I do like having a laptop here and be able to look things up.
Like Chipotle aioli is fire.
Oh, it's mayonnaise seasoned with garlic.
There we go.
That's all it is.
Aioli. Hey, man. Bama.
Some good old aioli.
Yeah,
okay. Underground Pizza was definitely one of my favorites. Had cannolis. There was this one place that was selling fried risotto balls. Yo, those.
I was thinking about that.
Oh, I did
they
it.
Were good?
Did it twice. Did it twice, bro. The airfulness pocket of cheese and shit. It was amazing.
It was good. I should have got
Yeah, big fan.
I might go. Right,
number one.
Go get one.
Fan number one. Michael, you go down? Had you got any no cannolis,
Nah, are they still set up?
Yeah, man.
They're to what, 5 today? Or
I think 4 or 5.
All right,
yeah. But the exciting part happened last night. It was fireworks night. They had Frank Sinatra. They were playing. They were having some really good, vibrant music there. And then all of a sudden, it's 10 o'clock and the fireworks go off.
And you remember the song that happened right before the fireworks?
No, I don't.
It was, don't hear me shout. So all these people, elderly people are going. They're hyped. They're like, oh, remember.
Put your hands up and shout.
This is going crazy, right? And I don't know. I'll let you tell it, Kev, but that was an experience.
Okay. So the fireworks start, and it gets windy as shit. Okay, it was a nice, humid night. It starts to pick up in wind, and the fireworks are going off. And I think, bro, no joke, I think it was like the third firework that went off. Mm-hmm. I was watching the flare come down, and it hit someone right in front of Da Vinci's Pizza stand, actually, as a matter of fact. And I saw the woman at the counter, bro. I swear I saw her mouth just say, medic! Yeah. Bro, there was like this little kid, toddler, maybe even an infant, you would consider him. But he got, or it was a she, it got smacked with a flare right on the side of the head. And then the police came out immediately. The police
were on it.
The medic tent was right there. Yeah, yo. So we were in two different spots. I'm sitting like on the grass. I'm are
directly
under it.
Yeah.
As soon as it went off, what happened for you?
So first the song came on, and I knew after the song finished, I knew that the fireworks were supposed to start. What was weird to me was that I thought they were going to play the music first and then shoot them off.
Yeah.
Nah, they just shot them off. And like I said, for me, every time I've watched fireworks, it's always from a distance. So I was very confused that I was standing underneath the fireworks. I had to look directly up to see it. But what really I knew this was a bad idea is that I started seeing all the debris come back down.
Yeah.
And they didn't take into account for the wind. Mm-hmm. So everything was getting pushed towards the crowd.
Yeah, right into the square.
God, if I tell you they have this American music, 4th of July music going on, and people are just running. Terror.
It was...
Nobody, I don't think anybody was severely hurt, so I don't want to laugh like anybody's pain. But it was just a crazy situation to believe that, no one thought about that. People were literally getting burned.
And it didn't even take long. Well, obviously they didn't think that was going to happen. They've had fireworks. They've launched fireworks from there to 4th of July, and it was a success.
Yeah.
But the problem is that the wind picked up. The wind picked up, and
it picked up towards the crowd.
Yes.
It was perfectly towards the crowd that all the debris just fell back on us.
And then, the police are telling you to go back, right?
And I'm in my head, I'm safer underneath because the wind is pushing. You guys telling me to go back where the balls of fire are coming from the sky. I'm but I love that they were quick with it. It wasn't once that baby got burned, they shut that.
Yeah, immediate. That was the first one I saw it live in color. It just got struck.
Yeah, poor little baby. The mom looked so scared. But
yeah.
No, I mean, what would you think going to a fireworks that the fireworks were going to attack you?
I don't know. That happened the 4th of July at a football stadium, too. It was really bad. They're having a little bit of miscues with these fireworks shows. I don't know if they let anybody just shoot off fireworks. Maybe we should do a little bit of a background check and make sure we, train them thoroughly.
Yeah. I didn't think I know you said the location, they'd done that there before. I just found that the building wasn't that tall enough. They should have put it on a taller building just to get it higher up.
It's the only flat one within that vicinity.
Yeah.
That's why I think
that's why everybody was getting burned, because usually by the time the firework comes back down, it's already just cardboard. It's not on fire anymore. But it was so close to us that it was crazy.
I think it was funny.
Embers.
You were telling me how there was this one guy in the crowd as the police was trying to usher everyone back.
Oh my God. We're at Italian festival, and all you hear from the cops is back up. And all you hear is, for what? In the most Italian accent. For what?
For what?
You just standing
I'm fucking walking here.
He's like, these are for the kids, man. These are for the kids. And I'm just
you're ruining our time, Johnny.
I'm like, this guy was ready. He was ready for it. It was crazy night. I got up out of there because I knew people were going to be angry.
Yeah, I thought they were going to start it back up.
No.
I was like, maybe they'll start it back up.
The cops shut that down
immediately.
I know. I just wish I was on this the roof when the cop went up there, because
they radioed it for sure.
They chewed them out though. What is wrong with you guys? We got people down there getting burned.
I don't know,
and I don't think it was their fault.
It wasn't.
I just think it was a lack of communication of hey, let's give it a sec because this wind is crazy.
Nah, okay, yeah. I feel like that should have been discussed. Like, Canada wildfires, they still did the fire when it was dry as shit. Like, there are things that, you could definitely take into account. Because I don't know if the wind died down shortly after, but also Scranton does have a curfew. And, I think past 11 o'clock, they can't do anything like that. Yeah. So that's why they were like, it's either now or never.
I wonder how long the show was supposed to be, because we only got 5 minutes before they shut it down.
Yeah, we only got 5 minutes. Honestly, the show was probably only supposed to be 10 to 12.
Right? They probably were almost halfway through before they got shut down. But they wasted.
Not even close, bro. They were a third of the way through. I say we got 3 minutes of a show, bro, because that kid got struck after the third.
And I'm not gonna lie, they weren't shooting them off back to back to back to back to back. It was you saw
they were waiting.
I can tell they were lighting them one by one. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. There's only 2 guys up there. You know what I'm saying?
They're do you test run it? Do we test run it? But I don't think they actually go up to light it.
This baby was screaming because she was right under the fireworks. Dude, so it was loud.
Yeah.
And bro, she in her mind, the world was ending. I'm gonna die, because that's how she was screaming, dude. I felt so bad. I'm like, Jesus Christ! They did not think this.
It was bad. Yeah, it was it felt like a Final Destination type of deal. I thought it was funny. You told me would you care to share that story about the one homie who was behind you?
Oh my
who was
God.
talking to his father?
Yeah. No. All right. So he was special needs. Not laughing at him, of course, because he's special needs. I find him hilarious because of how he was acting.
How he went about the
So originally when the fireworks started, I had the same thought he did. But he thought it out loud. I hear him talking to his dad, and he goes, "This is stupid." And then the dad's like, "Who are you to say this is dumb?" He goes, "I am the Federal Bureau of Investigations. I know my stuff." And I was dying. And then once the firework happened, I'm watching up because I was with my significant other, so I didn't want her to get burned.
Yeah.
So I'm watching for these embers, and I see one coming, and it hits him right on the shoulder, and he goes, God damn it, Dad, look, I got fucking burned. And oh my God, it was such a genuine reaction of what was going on. I was like, if anybody,
I fucking told you,
here, this fucking guy
he worked for the FBI.
Yeah,
I mean, come on now.
He knows what he's talking about.
He's definitely tapped in. He knows what the hell's gonna go on.
Dude, he was so pissed. He was like, fuck. And he was I'm like, yo, it was aluminum too. It wasn't even cardboard. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Oh man, that's the first fireworks show that I've been a part of that went bad. Mm-hmm. That was pretty crazy. That's your second time? What was the first one? What was the first one?
The first one was when I used to work at Kalahari.
Oh.
I don't know if you guys remember, people out there know Kalahari, but it's one of the world's biggest indoor water parks. And we did a fireworks show. Mm-hmm. Same thing. Not accounting for the wind.
Mm.
So if you also worked at Kalahari, you know how the outdoor pool is.
Yeah.
They put everybody in the outdoor pool. Mm-hmm. And Kalahari has a lot of land in the Poconos. So they do the fireworks down by the woodsy kind of area. But the draft was towards the building.
That's crazy.
So, and Kalahari's not like Scranton where they're letting them off one by one. They have a timer. They're using electronics to shoot off everybody got gassed out. I was up at
smoke?
Yeah, dude. I was up at the buffet, on the window, because I was working at the time. So, they let us watch for 5 minutes. Dude, you just see a cloud of smoke coming towards the people. And then out of nowhere, you couldn't see anybody. These kids are crying. Dude, it was crazy. You couldn't even see out the window. That's how,
You think Kalahari got any lawsuits for that?
No, but
they probably had to compensate a lot.
Oh, compensate probably everybody's room. That's usually what Kalahari does. They just compensate, give you a free night or...
Yeah.
They definitely was handing out dinner vouchers like it was...
Candy.
You know.
You want to eat? Here you go.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, I think about those people who got hit yesterday. Are they going to be able to catch a case against the city of Scranton?
Maybe not a case, but maybe they could probably voice their opinion, be upset, maybe feel a little bit better. But there's really not much I feel like they're going to do. Think about it. You knew there was fireworks. You came,
I have this one vivid memory from my past with fireworks, and it was at the Tobiano State Park, and it doesn't make any sense, but I was scarred from this. I don't know what got me into the center of a shit ton of fireworks, like fireworks that were even mounted to the tree that just spin on the tree. You know what I'm talking? It's a dartboard, and you light it and it just spins on a tree. Dude, I was surrounded, and I don't know how the hell I got in there. I don't know if I was chasing a dog, chasing a a sparkler or some shit, you know. But I remember like everything going off around me,
Yeah, it was
and just like
probably scary as hell.
dude, it felt like I was like, if you put me, all right, you know those like new photo booth things where you stand on it and the camera just goes around.
Yeah.
Bro, fireworks all the way around me, and I'm just like, I'm fucking losing it. I'm like, oh my god,
Like you're in a Katy Perry music video.
yo,
Explosions going
because
on.
baby, you're a fire.
I have a pretty funny like 4th of July story actually. So like I'm the oldest of 8.
Yeah.
So like I have a lot of little siblings, and like my mom would always make me in charge of sparklers, M80s, fireworks. Like they couldn't touch them. So I remember my one little brother, Matthew. He was pissed that he was at the age where sparklers was the only thing he was getting. He wasn't getting no M80s. He wasn't getting none of those, right? Dude, I lit it for him. I turned around to light my little sister's. This fucker put it on my back.
Oh shit.
He put the sparkler on my back, right? And like I don't know like why I didn't realize it faster, but like I'm like going like this, like thinking like an itch. And then like my uncle's like, yo, bro, you're on fire. So like I guess like me being the person I am, my first instinct, like thinking of it now, stop, drop, and roll. Like you're supposed to. We taught this.
Yeah.
I just start running. Like, in my mind, I'm like, I'm fast enough to run and put this
out.
But as an adult now, oxygen makes fire grow faster. So the faster I run, the faster the shirt is lighting on fire. It finally got to the point where like I just was running around the cul-de-sac for like, I did about 5 laps. And then I just took off my shirt, threw it on the ground, and started stomping it out. Dude, I had to go to the hospital. I had like 2nd-degree burns on my back. You pick up the shirt, the whole back's gone.
Damn.
It's just one big circle. Like the whole back's gone. Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Matthew hated you.
Dude, I don't know why.
You ever talk to him about it now?
Yeah, bro. He literally, it was like a little kid. It was like letting your intrusive thoughts. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just kind of like, maybe he'll catch on fire and maybe he'll just burn him a little bit.
Michael, you ever do something of that nature to your brother?
Nah, never.
No, he loves them. That's why.
Nah, bro. Fireworks? No, nothing really bad happened. We would shoot them in PCP, which we weren't supposed to. And I think we started a fire in the woods once. So we had to run in there. Yeah.
I also remember this one time that we were shooting bottle rockets. And like we lit 3 for bottle rockets, right? And I think 2 of the 3 fell over.
Yeah.
And aimed towards like our mothers.
Just started shooting at your mom.
And yeah, it was like towards our moms.
Oh my God. Lil was not ready
It was like, oh no. And it's like trying to push him out the way, like some heroic shit.
That is insane.
Their septic was also like in that spot.
Yeah.
So like it was either going to septic or like pull them closer to the driveway. But I think there was a car there. So they were kind of fucked regardless. It was some good times.
Yeah, man.
I don't remember that, but
You want to hear a crazy story about an explosion?
Sure.
So I have a stepdad. Duh.
Uh-huh.
So like
yeah, Hispanics, it runs in our family.
Yeah, right. He went to jail. He did his time, got off of good behavior.
Yeah.
But the reason he went to jail was because he was in, New York, the Bronx at the time. Carjacking was a thing. Him and his boys were trying to carjack.
Uh-huh.
And they stole a car. They're driving. The driver got scared at a red light because he saw a cop bust through the red light. He ended up crashing into a gas station. They all hop out. My dad tries to run into the subway. The gas station blew up.
Damn.
Like the tank part.
Yeah.
Like, it blew up. It blew up the car. And my dad was the only one that got caught. Like my stepdad, he was the only one that got caught. And
wow.
Yeah, bro. And when he told me that story, I was like, Jesus Christ.
Where
It's like
did
Grand Theft
everyone
Auto.
else go?
They all just dispersed. Remember, it's New York, bro. Like, the reason my dad got caught is because he tried to go into the subway. So when they grabbed him, they just threw him down the steps of the subway. And he's just tumbling down.
Ouch. Wow.
And you know the NYPD, if they got one, they're gonna try to get the others by just having you snitch.
Yeah.
My pops didn't. He didn't snitch, so that's why he went away.
That is insane.
But yeah, it was really all because of his friend, though, because his friend got scared.
Yeah, because but they were cooling.
Yep. They didn't even report it yet. Because the guy, when they stole it, they tried to kill him.
Yeah.
And the gun jammed. Yeah. My stepdad didn't try to kill him.
What a crazy time, man.
Crazy story, right?
What a crazy time.
Yeah, bro.
What life would be like if we grew up in that era?
Jesus. I think I would have had fun.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think you would have been a carjacker?
No. I think I would have been like still an athlete, but
Yeah.
it would have just been like a little bit funner because like I guess like now being an athlete is not so special anymore. I think everybody's kind of an athlete in their own way.
What would you be?
Well, back then,
Yeah.
I don't even know, to be honest. But like, I just wanted to talk about like my one buddy talks about Bronx.
Yeah.
The Bronx blackouts, or his dad always talks about the Bronx blackouts.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, living through that would be crazy because he
Dude,
always like.
I lived through it a couple
Only
times.
reason I know that is because everybody hates Chris.
Like, you guys remember that Y2K thing?
Yeah.
Like, I vaguely remember that. Like,
Yeah.
in New York, like, when that happened. Like, it was crazy.
Y2K.
Yeah, it was basically like when somebody, like, hacked into something on New Year's. Something like that.
I always hear about Y2K, but honestly, I don't even know what
was
really
it,
all
Chris?
about.
Don't worry, guys. We got the handy dandy computer here.
Yeah,
we
explain
got
that,
the
Chris. I was
secondary
gonna say,
computer.
you're a year older. You have better memorization of that.
So the whole fear behind Y2K was whenever
The year 2000.
whenever
Yeah.
2000 came up, right? They were afraid that the computers were all going to crash because they wouldn't be able to register, like going into 1999 into 2000. They just thought that it was going to be some kind of ridiculous reset. All these electronic equipments were going to get fried and whatnot. Nothing was going to work. I don't even know how the fear just came to become, because when the clock struck midnight, the computers just went from December 31st,
Yeah.
1999 to January 1st, 2000. Like, it just went like it was supposed to, and everybody was just like, "Oh, okay." There's
Wow,
nothing to
what a
worry about.
weird.
That's crazy.
Crazy. Also known as the Millennium Bug, it refers to a computer programming issue that was anticipated to cause problems when the year changed from 1999 to 2000.
That's crazy.
What?
They
That's
knew it was
so
gonna happen. It
weird.
still happened.
I can't believe that. Why would we be so afraid about that? I'm
Change,
scared.
man.
I'm scared for the year 2050. That's just my personal opinion.
You also got to think, technology was like still up and coming around that time.
Yeah.
The internet was
So
just kind of the thing. Right?
everybody's still trying to like figure out how things work, I guess. And I don't really know when exactly computers and technology started becoming very public to everybody instead of just, scientists
Like
or universities or whatever.
Like that, yeah.
But like, it was just some crazy guy just making a conspiracy theory, and then everybody just having to believe it.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy how like stuff like that can like follow us for all these years.
I can't believe that.
That was
light
almost
went
25 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, 25 years ago.
We were just born.
Mm-hmm.
That's
3
crazy.
years. 3 years on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel like there was one more thing I wanted to talk to you about, or just talk out loud about. Well, the new setup is pretty dope.
Yeah, I like it a lot,
These
man.
chairs were great. The story about getting these chairs is hilarious. Shout out Nick Grunza. We thought we were gonna fit him in our Ford Fusions.
Yeah.
Didn't work out that way.
come out.
Didn't work out that way. But this woman, this older woman, she's like 40 something. She just bought 2 of them and a fucking desk, and she fits it in her Toyota Camry.
Toyota Camry.
And I was baffled. I was like, how? I'm like, I can't
shout
get
out to
this in a-
Toyota Camry in that space, man.
I couldn't get one of these in the Ford Fusion. He couldn't get one in his Ford Fusion, but she got it in her Toyota Camry and a desk.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so we're sitting outside of like, what was it? I think I bought these at like TJ Maxx or something. Yeah, we're sitting outside TJ Maxx, Dixon City with the Horizon and shit.
Yeah.
We're just sitting out there, just talking, conversating, watching the sunset.
Mm-hmm.
As Nicole goes and gets her Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Yeah.
And, people are like, are you guys okay? We're like, yeah, no, this is just conversation. Good point, fun
Yeah.
times. So, yeah, these chairs came in handy. They look beautiful. Shout out Eric Boost Art. We did buy this brick piece here, so
No, I really
another
like it,
thing
bro. It's
added
coming
to the
along.
part.
Definitely like I'm not saying like your setup was bad before. It's
Yeah.
just you can see the evolution of like putting in the work to make it look better. It's coming along. A lot.
That's what it's about, man. That's what it's about. Charlie and I, we were having a conversation. He was talking about Chat GPT, and he put in the Middleman Podcast, and it was like, oh, the Middleman Podcast is ran by Kevin Martinez, da-da-da. And he was starting to ask these questions like, how did we make the Middleman Podcast better? Like, what is it? And basically, at one point, it said something like progressive growth and stuff like that, like trying to switch it up, trying to do different things is what Chat GPT thinks that I need a little bit more of. So this right here is kind of like where we're on track to be able to do this. Although we are grinding through technical difficulties because it is as it was. Mario filled in last minute today because the guest had felt sick, but we will definitely reschedule. So thanks for being here. Yeah, and this is just a Shoot the Shit podcast that I don't even think is going to get posted. No.
I'm just here wasting my time, y'all.
But we got to get a new light bulb, and Tea Time is now part of the show, and we were thinking about what to do with it, and someone had mentioned that I should have. I think it was you who mentioned it. It was either you or Mark Smith had mentioned like, yo, have people ask you questions at that segment of the show. Like, let people talk to you and ask you some questions. So I guess we could adopt that and see how it goes. And, you know, it's important for me to speak as well. So what do you got, man? Do you have any questions for me? This might be a new segment. You guys got to ask me some questions. Feel free. I'm an open book.
Yeah. Like
even it could be ridiculous as shit too. Like, what's
if you can go back to when you started this podcast, like what would you have do differently? Maybe if it's maybe something very little or maybe something very major.
This podcast in general?
Yeah.
What would I have done differently?
Maybe you could say nothing. You know, it could be an answer too.
I don't know if I would have done anything differently, because like it started off as it was, like it didn't really have an identity. Like equipment wise, I could have invested in different equipment. That would have been something that I would have done starting it out, investing in different mixers and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, you and I started our podcast, the Shutdown Podcast, and we had this really crazy mixer that we can never figure out, and we even had Nezo, our lovely audio engineer, try to figure it out. I've had multiple people look at it, check it out, and it's just like it's a knockoff device that just wasn't ever made to work.
That's so annoying.
It's called the Soundcraft, but now we have the Focusrite. So you know, I definitely would have just done equipment differently. But I think everything from the start to now it was necessary and needed to happen for me to be where I'm at right now. You know, because if I didn't do those things, I wouldn't know as much as I do now. Although I'm still like learning a lot too. Like a lot of people be like, yo, I got questions for you as far as like videos and stuff like that. I'm like, listen, I can give you helps and tidbits of how to navigate a conversation, and what I found is more important when you're having these conversations, such as like listening and actually really listening and being able to, you know, piggyback a statement that someone just said into a question and getting away from like a script, you know, things like that. So this is different. Like I'm wide open. I have nothing here.
Like it's kind of like just, but like a lot of podcasters do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's like their theme. Like, they just get on and talk about what happened to them in the week. Or,
well, I used to have my phone as like notes and shit like that, right? But like
kind of
trying to get rid of that. But I will still have probably something like of this nature, you know. Because there are things that like I do find on the internet that I just can't remember. And I feel like they're necessary to talk, and it's very subtle. And I don't think there's a problem with some index cards to pull out some notes.
No. You want to stay on track. You don't want to be boring, you know, because maybe you might not think you're boring, but to your viewers, you know.
Exactly. To the viewers, exactly. You want to hit the bell? It's 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock.
All right.
Somewhere.
Great question. Anything else that you may have to ask?
After you've
had, because you've known me for so long.
You've had so many people on this podcast already. What would you say is like the most memorable person or conversation you've had with somebody on the podcast?
That's always a tough one.
You've had a lot of people. Right?
That's always a tough one because I don't want to like say that someone's conversation was more.
I guess the one that stands out the most. You know?
But conversations that I really enjoyed. I think Dylan Marcato was one of those conversations that I really, really enjoyed. Sachiko too, the artist Sachiko, she was real like, she really brought the human into the podcast. You know, like I remember I asked her one question and she rebutted right back to me and asked me the question first. She's like, before I answer, why don't you answer that? And I was like, all right, cool. You know, like I like when people do that, when people like, you know, want to get my standpoint on it, you know. 100%. So that was a great one. So Sachiko, you know, she was great. Who else? Dylan Mercado, like I said, he was an excellent podcast. William Snakespeare, he was just an OG, a really fun one because he had all the creatures. I talk about that all the time. Let's see. New guys. Sunday Olani. Holy shit. Sunday Olani was a dog. He was an animal. He is one fantastic artist. Let's see. Bill Dixon, magician. He was a lot of fun to have a conversation with. Exposed Toxic. I just felt like I was hitting all the cues in like my questions and conversation with him, and he was a really down to earth individual. Michael, who do you like that we've spoken
who
to?
Who you remember?
Yeah, Dylan Marcato.
Yeah,
he had a dope podcast on, or Dylan stands out.
We went to high school with Dylan. He's got a cool aspect in life. He's a funny guy.
All right, last question, and then we're gonna wrap it up here. If you have one.
If someone asks you that just starting a podcast, asking you for advice, what would be the first thing you would tell them?
Keep going. Just do it. You have to do it. Getting guests in the beginning is the hardest part, and then once you break a barrier and start to really figure out your identity, people will come to you.
Yeah.
So just be consistent with it. Like, that's the hardest thing, is to be consistent with it. Sometimes you're going to be calling upon your friends to come and do a show with you. You know, it might not be like your normal agenda or whatever, but at least you put out the episode. At least it's out there, you know, stuff like that. And yeah, back to just like listening, like the technique of listening, to really listen and understand what someone's saying to you. You don't have to understand. It's okay to like be like, hold on, what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
You know, it's okay to do that. You don't have to be an expert on every subject, because you're not. So definitely the listening aspect of things, bro, because I remember I used to really, really, really try to relate with my peoples.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, like you were like, yeah, I'm like a crazy skateboarder and I do these fucking half ramps all the time. And I'm like, that's awesome, man. I remember when I did one hand, like, and it's like, no, you're not here to hear about Kevin doing a fucking thing. But the differences
are like what makes a conversation good sometimes. They're like, you know, like, it's all right. You're not like completely, like, it's like you said, though, keep an open mind.
Yeah.
You know, now you can always take. I'm a firm believer of information is a thing where it can always be accepted. I'm never gonna not know everything. You know what I'm saying?
You don't have to relate to everyone. Yeah, that's it. You don't have to relate to everyone.
As long as you respect and have an open mind. And interested like in a person's opinions.
I like the difference of opinions sometimes. That's the best way to go. I'm like, really? You don't think that way? Cool. This is why I think this way. Why do you think your way?
Yeah, definitely.
That's the way it should be.
It makes good like
great
material,
content.
You know?
Exactly.
Definitely.
So with that being said, everyone, thank you for joining us here for the Middleman Podcast Test Run, episode 112, featuring Mario Olivieri, basketball, you know, college student, gangster in the hood, you know, just a man all around.
That's what I do.
You know, thank you for joining me here today. This podcast is not brought to you by, but inspired by Arizona Iced Tea. And that was the tea time session where we asked Kevin Martinez some questions. I was trying to cheers. Do it again. There we go.
Bada bing.
Round of applause for our director, Michael. Working through technical difficulties, but you know, we're here, we're doing it live, and we appreciate you guys always tuning in. So
I'm gonna start a GoFundMe to get Michael a raise. So tune in for that.
And with that being said, I am the man in the middle, Kevin Martinez, coming back to you live with podcast. Here we go again on the road to episode 150. That's what we're gonna put it at.
150.
So we'll see you guys soon. Peace out. Much love.